Okay. Yesterday we discussed a sample program, like how to write the sample program. Here my application is non-Angular application. Okay. So Protractor by default it is looking for the Angular components on the web page. Okay. If Angular is not present on the page, it will throw the exception. Angular could not be found on the page. You have to turn off wait for Angular to show the exception. So to enable the protractor for the non-Angular applications, we need to enable the browser.ignore synchronization equal to true. Okay, by default, browser.ignore synchronization equal to false. So what is meant by the browser.ignore synchronization? In protractor, they have implemented wait for Angular. Okay, it is looking for the Angular. It waits until the Angular present on the page. Okay, here ignore synchronization means turning off the wait for Angular. If you mention browser.synchronization equal to true, it will turn off the Angular features. It doesn't look for the Angular components on the page. Rest of next. So in Protractor, they have implemented some keywords, some global functions, and expressed as a globally. So browser. Here browser is nothing but a driver instance. Okay. So in Selenium we create driver object with the web driver equal to new Firefox driver. Here web driver is the interface, driver is the reference variable, new is the keyword to create object, Firefox driver is the derived class for the web driver interface. Okay. Once you create object for the Firefox driver, the driver instance will be stored in driver. But here, okay, so browser is the global instance. It is created by the protractor and exposed. Okay, and element is nothing but a find. It's a method to find the element on the page. Okay, it's equal to driver dot find element. Okay, if we driver dot find element, it returns single element. Find elements return list of elements. Here compared to here in protractor element is the simplest form for driver dot find element. If you have the list of element, okay, element dot all, okay, it returns list of elements. And this driver dot find element it accepts by class object. Here this element also it accepts a by class object. Here by is nothing but a small by. And to work with browser actions and keyword actions, we will work with action class, right? Here we are working with protractor. Protractor is a keyword. Coming to example wise, here for manually open browser, here I want to log into the Facebook. Okay, the manual steps are open browser, open application in browser. Okay, after that enter username in username field, enter password in password field, click on login button, verify the title. This is manual steps. Here I need to automate these manual steps. First open browser. Which browser you want to open? Just you have to mention the browser name. Right now we haven't mentioned any browser name. Okay, for Protractor, Google Chrome is the default browser. Okay, so Protractor itself it will take care by the taking care the opening the browser by default if you don't mention. Okay, so Protractor by it will open the browser. It will opens the Chrome browser. After that, open application in browser. To open the application, so we have the method in Selenium browser dot get method driver dot get method. So browser dot get of your URL. This URL is the fully qualified URL. What is fully qualified URL? The URL should contain the HTTP or HTTPS. Okay, then only the the protractor or Selenium Second is that URL. Next, enter username in username text box. Here we need to build locator for the username field. After that, we need to enter data in username text box. Here, how to build element. So element of element means driver dot find element. It's a finding the element on the web page. Here, this element function, it accepts one argument, that is the locating mechanism, that is by dot, by class object, by dot id of email. So here, Protractor supports all locating mechanisms which are supported by Selenium. Selenium supports by dot id name. So if you go for Protractor reference side, Protractor IP. These all are the inherited from the webdriver.py. Okay, by dot class name, by dot css, by dot id, by dot link test, by dot JS is differently in JavaScript executing, by dot name, by dot partial link test, by dot tag name XPath. Okay, these all are the locating mechanisms in Selenium. Protractor supports all locating mechanisms which are supported by the Selenium. Here by dot id. Here email is the attribute of the field, id attribute value. And send keys is the Selenium API key. And we are passing value. Like that we build locators. Up to here is the locator. After that we are performing the operation. And by dot id here. Here I used by dot name. By dot name of some name attribute value, and here I am performing operation. And element of by dot XPath. Here XPath. After that, here up to here the actions. Okay. Next step is the validation, verification and validation. In Jasmine, we have the verification. To verify the any data, we have the expectations and matches is there. In expect is the function. In expect, it accepts the data which are coming from the application. This is the actual data. I'm capturing the title of the page. After that, I'm verifying to contain. I'm verifying with the partial text. So to contain of Facebook. Here, this is in expect. This is the actual text, and in this to contain is the matcher. You can use to contain, okay, to equal, to be truth. You can use anything. These all are the matches. In that, we'll pass the expected data. Okay, this is sample application, sample program. This is the sample program. Here to run this program, you have to configure this spec file in one configuration file. Here I created one configuration file. The configuration file name anything, might be anything. Okay, but the extension should be .js file only. Here exports.config. Here we are exporting configuration. Here specs is a one attribute or one keyword. It's again the config is the again JSON format. Here it has the key and the values. Specs is the one key. It accepts the one array. In that you can give the your spec name. If you have more specs, okay, you can mention comma comma. If you want to execute all the specs from one folder, you can mention start.js. You can use regular expressions. Okay. To run the protractor, go to particular folder. Go to navigate to particular folder where your configuration file exists. In command prompt, run command Protractor. Protractor is a keyword to run the protractor scripts. Protractor space conf.js. Whenever you run this command, it will load the configuration file and it will look for the specs. Is there any specs are there? If you don't have specs, I'm commented specs.js. Run this one. It will show no specs found except message. Here, see, it is throwing exception. Specs patterns didn't match any files. Okay, we don't have the specs, right? That's why it is showing. So here I mentioned I enable specs folder, but I'm giving some wrong name. Whatever I mentioned on file, I mentioned on spec file, right? That is not there in here. So let me execute again. So first Protractor opens the browser. Okay, after that, after browser open, then only it is looking for the spec files. Here I mentioned in configuration file example underscore spec1.js. But here I have example underscore spec.js. I don't have the file with the spec1. Okay, that's why it is showing no specs found. Means there is no file matching to the example spec1. So if you get this type of exception, this type of message, okay, no spec file is matching over here. Okay, let me execute. Here one spec executed, one failure. Finished in 9 seconds. If you scroll up, okay, started, one spec fail, one F in red color. Here the Facebook open application. This is my it blog. Facebook is the describe and open application is the my spec. Here expected login in Facebook. Here capital F is the Facebook with capital F. But two content here we are verifying with two content. Here we are expecting small f. Okay, this is the validation. Validation is failed. This is about sample application, sample program, sample navigation. If you have it, if you have the navigations, you can create these test cases like this. All test cases will be one by one. We can create like this one by one. Okay, here we are. This is a linear code. Okay, while developing the framework, we can segregate all the things to different folder structure with different helper methods. It's great. Any questions here? Okay, we'll discuss in previously we discussed JavaScript, right? In JavaScript we have the one more example. So that is the callbacks and promises. Callbacks and promises. This is a very important topic in JavaScript. Okay, in Protractor, each and everything is a promise. Okay, each and everything is promise. If you have familiar with resolving promises, you can write easily. You can write the scripts easily. Okay, you can handle the all synchronization issues. So, what is promises? Okay, what is callback? For example, let me explain one. Please understand. Please consider. Okay. Here function. I have the function A. Normal. Okay. Function A console.log of here I created two functions. Function A. Okay. In function A, console.log of function A. In function B, console.log of function B. And A, B. Okay. So here JavaScript. JavaScript run in synchronized way. By default, JavaScript run synchronized way. Okay. Here I executed functions. I called one by one A and B. I called function A. Function A is printed. After that, I called function B. So function B is printed. Okay. Whenever JavaScript interacts with Ajax calls or database calls or browser related or any it is if it is waiting for anything, okay, so then JavaScript it executes asynchronously. Okay, how runs asynchronously? For example, I have the A method and B method, B function. So I ran first A function, after that B function. If A function is taking more time to execute, if it is taking time to complete the A function, okay, it doesn't wait until the completion of the A. It will wait. It will immediately send the request to the B. Okay, okay. Here I have the set timeout. I will put the set timeout. This set timeout. Set timeout. Okay. Here I have the set timeout function. The set timeout function is waiting for some time. Here I am waiting 30 seconds of the time. 30 seconds means 30,000. 30,000 milliseconds means 30 seconds. Others you can just I will put on the 10 seconds. Okay, I created function A. Okay, in function A I don't have anything, but here I added wait for waiting time, set timeout. It's a function, JavaScript function. Here I'm telling wait until the 10 seconds. Okay, here in the previous function is function A. This is the previous function. When we ran the function A, so it print function A first, after that function B. Let me now I added set timeout in function A. Okay, let me run. See, function B ran first. After 10 seconds waiting, after waiting of 10 seconds, function A executed. Right. But I mentioned run execute A function on first, after that B function. So what happened? So here, whenever JavaScript interacts to the different, whenever JavaScript interacts to database or waiting time or else Ajax calls or any web services calls or browser calls, whenever JavaScript interacts to these type of calls, okay, JavaScript doesn't wait until the completion of the that call. Okay, immediately it sends the request to the next call. Okay, in this way JavaScript executes asynchronously. Asynchronous means executing statements parallelly, and that is the asynchronous. How to handle these things? Okay, so here we need to understand the architecture of the JavaScript, how the asynchronous is happening. These all are the statements. Okay, you can call it say events. It will create first. It will create the event pool. This is one thing. These all are the events. Okay, but JavaScript is a single thread. JavaScript supports only single thread. Java supports multi-thread concept, but a JavaScript support only single thread concept. Here, event pool. Here, thread pool. Here, this is the client side. So these all are the events. Whenever we send request, while executing, okay, it sends the all the requests. It sends all requests to. Sends all requests to event pool. So here this Node.js, this JavaScript engine, it reads all the events and it will create the event pool. First, in JavaScript we have only single thread. This thread will fetch first it pick the first event one. Okay, first after picking that, it will verify whether it is taking time or not. It is depending it depends on any of the other resource, like it is set if that event have the sleep, others it is interacting with the database, others it is interacting with the web services. It look for that. If it is depends on any other, okay, it will sends to the thread pool. Okay, again it will pick the second one. If it is if the second pool not depends any of the other event, immediately it sends the request and it sends the response to the client side. Okay, this is the request. Okay, this is the response. It sends the request and response. Here event pool, all events comes to event pool. Okay, from event pool thread is we have the only single thread. This single thread it fetch the first event from the event pool, and it will verify whether it is taking time or not. If it is taking time, it doesn't wait until the event is completed. Immediately it sends that to thread pool. Immediately it fetch the second event. Again, if it is taking time, it will send the third pool. If it is completed, okay, so it pick the third one. If his third one is not dependent on any other, okay, it will complete that one and it sends the response. Within that time, after completion of the third one, if any first one or second one is completed from the thread pool, okay, it pick that and it sends the response to client side. In this way, Node.js or JavaScript will execute asynchronously. So coming to our example y, okay, here we have the one function. This function is taking, it is waiting 10 seconds. Okay, it is taking time, but so function b, it doesn't have the any dependency. If you have any function, one more thing, okay, here function c. C B is executed, C executed. After only A is going to execute. Okay, this is the asynchronous. But here my condition is, my scenario is A should be execute first, then only B and C will execute. Okay, so to achieve that, to make the asynchronous calls to synchronize, okay, we need to organize these functions. So to handle that, we have the concept callbacks. Callback is nothing but a calling one function within the function. That is the callback. Others, so sending one function as an argument to the other function. Here, so we'll create it in function A. Okay, it will pass one argument callback. Callback is a one argument. Okay, after that, okay, we'll return callback function. Here, we'll explain. I will create one more block and we'll do it. This is the issue, right? That is the current open issue. So now function A. So my scenario is first execute function A, then only execute function B, then only function C. Here I will pass one function as a callback. Okay, after that call that function. This is function implementation wise. Okay, coming to here in function A. So in function A sends the function B is as a argument. Here function anonymous function call B. Here I am calling A function. Within the A function I am sending B function as a argument. Okay, coming to here, okay, A function I am fetching one argument, that is the callback. Okay, it's a callback is any name. Okay, here callback is B function. Here A is taking 10 seconds to complete that. Once A function is executed completely, then only call the callback. Here callback is B function. That makes good. Callback. Okay, correct. How to put it in that one? So it is waiting 10 seconds. First it executes A block, after that it executes the B block. So here we need to wait here. We have to call the callback within the function only. Okay, here we have the different functions is there. So like same like it only. If you have n number of functions, okay, you can create like this. Okay, once B is completed, if you want to call, depends, callback. Here once B done, callback of the C. Okay, here again. See here, function A. So here we are sending one function, that is the B function. Okay, in B function, again we are calling C function as a argument. If you see here, while implementation, so in A function I have the function, in that I have the set timeout, within that I am calling the callback. And B, in B again callback, after B is completed I am calling C function. In C I don't have, so while writing you have to write one by one, you have to call one by one. While executing, first it executes A function, after that B, after that C. So here if it is one or two, okay, we can call, you can use callbacks. If we have more than in real-time application, we have the number of functions. Okay, we need to use it. In that case, you have to use these type of callbacks. Okay, it's a very clumsy and it is clumsy and it's very hard to understand. Okay, so here calling one function to another function to within the function, these are the, we are calling callback hell. Okay, to overcome that, okay, promises concept into the picture. Okay, are clear this callbacks concept? Any questions? Okay, basically if any function is taking more time, JavaScript doesn't wait until the completion of the task. Immediately it sends the request to second one. So here A function is taking time. Okay, I ran A. It is taking 10 seconds of the time. JavaScript doesn't wait until the 10 seconds. Immediately it sends the request to next function. Next function is B. B, this function that it is not depending on any of the function. Immediately it runs the B. Next we have the C. It runs the C. After that only A is completed and print the value. If any data, if the B function is depends on the A, okay, it will fail. Okay, so to handle that, we need to implement callbacks. In callbacks, callback is nothing but a pass a function as the argument to the one more function. That is the callback. Okay, So calling one function to other, that function to other, that function to other. It's a callback hell. This is the callback hell. To overcome this, okay, promises concept into the picture. Okay. Any questions up to here? Okay. Okay. So for now, promises concept we'll discuss theory part. Okay, that resolving everything we'll see in coding wise. Okay, what is promise? What is promise? Promise is nothing but just giving the promise. Okay, for example, some basic example, like it's a general example. Okay, so I went to cafeteria. Okay, I paid some money. I ordered some food like biryani. Okay, okay, that guy given token. That is promise. He's he's giving promise to me. Okay, you paid money. Okay, I'm promising you I will give the biryani. Okay, he gave the token. That is the promise. Okay, so after that, okay, within if I need to go to the kitchen, I need to submit the token. Then only I will get the biryani. Okay. In the meantime, okay, okay, I have some work. I went to my desk and I spent some time. Okay, this time is pending state. Okay, I have the promise. Okay, the shopkeeper given a promise. Okay, and I'm in some arranging the work. I went to my workspace. Okay, this is the pending state. This time is pending state. My promise is pending. Okay, I went to kitchen. I submit the token. He delivered biryani. So here my promise is fulfilled. My promise is fulfilled with the positive value. Okay, that is called fulfill. Okay, next I went to kitchen. Okay, so the the chef rejected my token. Biryani is over. Okay, rejected. The state is rejected. Okay, but here I ordered biryani, but he said we don't have the biryani, we have the only fried rice. Okay, and he delivered fried rice. Okay, then he given he delivered fried rice, but here my order is fulfilled with the negative value. Are you getting? Okay, so whenever I got the token, that is the promise. That is promise. So the time between the token taken and token given to the kitchen. Uh, so this the time between this is promise pending state. Promise is pending state. So I given token. Okay, the person delivered. If the person delivered what you ordered, okay, that is promise fulfilled with the positive value. Okay, and that is one case. Okay, and second one is the he delivered some other product, some other what. Okay, here also the promise is fulfilled with a negative value. Okay, if he reject, okay, everything is over. Okay, he rejects your token, then the promise is rejected. Here in promise we have the different states. One is pending state, pending state, and second one is fulfilled and rejected. In fulfilled also, we have the two with a positive value and negative value. I will show one. Says, yeah, this is the diagram. Promise. See, I have the promise. Okay, dot then. So this promise is pending state. Okay, so I have the promise. It sends to on fulfillment. If it is fulfilled, if you get the positive value, then this is the fulfilled. Okay, here if it is rejected, then rejection. Again, unfulfilled, we may have the one more call. Again, promise dot then. So here, see, promise. First, whenever you get the token, that is the promise, right? That promise is pending state. Initially, the promise state is pending. Okay, if you get the any of the item, that is fulfillment. So here, if you get valid, that is settled. Okay, then on fulfillment settled. The asynchronous actions. If any actions, it will go. And if it is again, if you are waiting again return, again going to pending. That is one more. This is a chain. See up to here. So if you get anything, that is the fulfillment. If you get, if the token is rejected, that is the rejected. That is rejected and will go to the error handling. Okay, here we have three states. Promise for initially, whenever you get promise, that is the pending state. After that, fulfillment state. If you get it, fulfillment state. In fulfillment, again, two results. One is positive result, another thing is negative result. Okay, in rejected, only one value. That is the rejected. So in rejected, we'll handle the error handling. Okay, this is about promise. In coding wise, we'll see in protractor level. So coming to here, basic example. I'm, I'm commenting out. Here I'm printing console.log of. So browser.title. What will you get here? If you call this one, you will get the title of the browser. Browser.get title. Okay, let me execute. Okay. See here, previously I directly passed the action browser.get title call to expected conditions. But here I'm printing console.log of browser.title browser.get title. So in Selenium, if you call like this, you will get the title of the page and it will print in console. But here what happened in Protractor? See, see the console. Browser.getTitle. Here we got only managed promise on 57. Promise status is pending. But actually it should come with you should print the value. Okay, you should print the title of the page, but here we got promise. So here this is the promise. It's an object, right? This is the object. So promise stage is pending. We got the promise. So here what I am conveying is, in protractor every call is a promise. Okay, if you are fetching any data, if you are getting any data from the application, okay, like get title, get current page, current URL, get text, get attribute value, get CSS value, anything, whatever data you are fetching from the application, everything is a promise. Okay, you cannot get the exact value at it directly. You have to resolve it, then only you will get the actual value. How to get resolve the promise? Okay, in callbacks, where it is, yeah, in callbacks we send the call, right? In callbacks we pass the entire function as an argument to one function. In this way we achieved callbacks. But in promises, okay, in promises you have to resolve it. How to resolve it? Browser dot get title dot dot then function. Dot then function is the one function. Dot then function, this is the promise resolving condition statement. If you mention dot then means wait until the completion of the statement. So if you put dot then on any of the statement, any of the action, okay, it will wait until the completion of the get title, fetching the get title. Dot then function, here you can give any variable name, title, say your any variable name. Put this console.log within the promise. Here title is the user defined variable. Okay, here thing is we have the function browser.getTitle is the our call. We are capturing the title of the browser. After that we put dot then function. We applied promise, resolving the, we are applying resolving promise. We are resolving promise here. Okay, in dot then again anonymous function. In that, okay, in function, here title is the user defined variable. Whatever data we are capturing from the previous call, the data will be stored in this variable. Okay, you can use that variable over here. The scope of the variable is within the promise only. Okay, the scope of the variable is within the promise only. Okay, now let me execute. See here, browser.getTitle, log into Facebook. In previous condition, you got manage promise, promise status pending. This is the difference between without resolving the promise with resolving the promise. Okay, this is about resolving the promises. Clear? So resolving promise is one type of the callback. So, but if you are using callback, that will goes to callback hell. So you have to pass the entire function to another function, that function to another function. Okay, in this way we cannot fulfill the all the requirements. Okay, here, so to overcome that issue, they have introduced the promises concept. In promise, nothing but just to put the dot then function. That's it. So this dot then, okay, it will wait until the previous statement completely done. So this statement is completely done, then only it will go to the next statement. it will execute the statements. Okay, here I captured the title and printed over here. Any questions here? Any questions? Okay, we'll connect tomorrow.